Good morning, and you are very welcome to Alive and Kicking with Ciara Kelly here on Newstalk. And a very happy Saturday morning to you all. From us, the show that's all about health, well-being and generally feeling good. Coming up on today's programme, with the controversy about women's the soccer team raging all week, we're going to take a look at women in sport, how they're viewed and how they're discussed. Getting your baby to eat healthy food is a headache for lots of young parents, and I'm going to be talking to mum and author Aileen Cox-Blundell about what you can do about it and about her new book, The Baby-Led Feeding Cookbook. And lots of us want to lose weight and struggle to do so, and I'll have young man Cormac Nugent in studio telling me about the 6 stone that he's lost and the 2 more that he's planning to. And do get in touch with us this morning. You know we love you too. You can text us at 53106 at a cost of 30 cents. You can email us at aliveandkicking@newstalk.com. You can phone us at no call 1890 453 106, or of course you can tweet me directly at Ciara Kelly Doc. So yes, good morning, happy Saturday. I hope you're all up and at 'em this morning in your kitchens and possibly trying to actually feed your babies. That's one of the reasons we have people up at this hour of the morning on a Saturday morning, and we're going to be talking about that later on. Looking at the papers this morning, there's quite a lot on health this morning in the papers, including on the front of the Irish Times. Good Friday alcohol sales banned to be abolished, and that's the talk about next Good Friday, that we will be able to buy alcohol in Ireland on Good Friday. And I saw that on Twitter this morning as well. Joe.ie said a good day for Good Fridays. And it may in fact be a good day, because I suspect we'll drink less on Good Friday if it isn't prohibited, because I don't think you ever see queues and off licences like you do on Holy Thursday. So I think we actually drink more than normal on Good Friday. And lots in the Saturday Independent on health as well, including, I don't know if you saw that lovely girl, Megan Halvey Ryan, who was on the Late Late Show waiting for scoliosis treatment. She's had her treatment, which is wonderful, and the best of luck to her. I hope she's doing really, really well. I think it has to be said that you shouldn't have to go on the Late Late Show in order to get treatment in this country as a child on the scoliosis waiting list, and I think that has to be said. And the only other thing that caught my eye in the papers this morning was the big ad for Imelda May on the front of the Irish Times as well this morning, and her tickets are going on sale this Wednesday. And she's just bloody great, isn't she? We just love Imelda May, so we're that's all I have to say about her. But anyway, now, losing weight. We're going to talk a little bit about losing weight. And losing weight can be hard at any size. And I have to say, I know this as a doctor and also from working on Operation Transformation, just how hard it can be for people who are very overweight. But it can be done. And if my next guest is anything to go by, you don't need an expensive trainer, you don't need expert advice, and you certainly don't need surgery. 27-year-old Cormac Nugent is with me now in studio, and he has lost more than 6 stone since last February 2016, I should point out, and inspired himself with daily selfies. Cormac, thank you for coming in to me this morning.
Thank you very much.
You look fantastic.
Thanks.
You really do. And I know you still say you want to lose another couple of stone, but you don't have much left to lose.
Yeah, no, I'm a tall guy, so I carry the last remaining bit of fat quite well, but the goal really for me is just to get that kind of the dream physique and to, be able to see my abs or have a 6-pack, and it might not be the goal for everyone, but that's kind of my end goal. So, I don't really have a number. Like, the number is 2 stone. I think that's kind of where it would be, but to me it's more about how I look, I suppose. So that's where taking the progression pictures comes in. It's not so much about the weight, more so about how you're looking, how the fat's going down, etc. I
know we are on radio, so our listeners can't see you, although there is a webcam. You already look like you have a good physique. I mean, you obviously have, and in fairness, I've also seen your selfies, so you've been clearly working out. I mean, you've got a lot of muscle definition.
Yeah, like I said, I suppose my approach to the gym is to focus on the weights training and kind of building up that muscle. Now, it kind of goes against the idea of losing weight, because when you're trying to build size, you should be eating more food, and when you're trying to drop fat, you should be eating less. But whatever way I've done it, because I focused on kind of going to the gym, lifting weights, decent enough diet, I've built up some muscle underneath. So as I lose the fat, it kind of comes to the stage where I'll be leaner sooner. So as opposed to going down to 14 stone and looking lean, I might be 15 or 16 stone because of that muscle that I've built up through the weights training.
Yeah. A couple of things is, when you have a lot of weight to lose, and obviously you had a good bit of weight to lose, and I saw some of your selfies from the beginning, and like compared to a lot of people, you because you were tall as well, you did carry it well, but you were a big bloke. Was that very undermining as a young man in terms of confidence and all that sort of stuff?
100%. I had no confidence, and I just really did not like how I looked. Weight puts years on you as well, and you know, you're not getting into your clothes. You're gradually not getting into your clothes, and you're not fit, and you know, it's a health risk. So I was, you know, 25 and I was 23 stone. So, you know, I just let myself go, and you know, you start working and you're traveling, and you just don't find time. You're surrounded by quick, easy, fast food, and it's very easy to put on the weight, especially for certain body types. I think put it on easier than others. But yeah, absolutely. You know, I wasn't confident, and I certainly wasn't happy with how I looked. So yeah, it wasn't great. So once I made that decision to go after it, it's kind of good.
It's quite easy, Cormac, to put on weight in your 20s, because a lot of people can eat like a bin, to be honest, in their teens and in their adolescence. Like a lot of young lads and young girls would eat a lot of rubbish, and they kind of get away with it because they're still growing. But if you continue to eat like that as you stop growing, the weight just piles on. Do you think that we have enough information and education around what people should be eating? When you were young, did you eat badly? Did you just eat rubbish?
Yeah, I ate what would be classified as the norms, you know.
Yeah.
So like everyone, I suppose as a kid, not only are you grown, but a lot of kids are out there playing when you're younger, or you're playing sports. So up to about 16, like I was playing soccer and stuff, was never really overweight. Kind of 5th year, 6th year in school, put on weight because I wasn't going to the gym, I wasn't playing any sports, and I'd be eating, you know, your chicken fillet rolls or your pastries, cans of Coke, whatever, just wasn't eating well. So the weight went on then because I wasn't being active. And I suppose I do think the information out there, like we're surrounded by such easy options in the supermarkets, and even some of the recommendations are kind of to eat a lot of you know, say bread or whole wheat bread and pasta and stuff, and they're against kind of stuff like, you know, butter or fats like avocados and olive oil and stuff to moderate that. But my approach was to actually eat more fat and less of the, you know, breads and pastas and stuff like that.
You went with the high fat, low carb option, did you?
Yeah, like now I still eat carbs. I eat oats, potatoes, rice, stuff like that. But I wouldn't. A lot of people are afraid of fat. They're really afraid of fat. But I think that stuff that came out years ago was something to do with, you know, eggs and saturated fat, and that it was bad. But I know in terms of fat loss, I've consistently eaten what I would classify as healthy fats. You know, nuts, seeds, nut butters, dairy goat butter, and I've lost 6 stone doing it. So in terms of fat loss, you know, I think that puts that one to bed.
I think it's really interesting that you said you just ate normally, because I think that's so true. I think loads of young lads think it's perfectly normal to have for their lunch in school a chicken fillet roll and a can of Coke. But if you look at the calories in a chicken fillet roll and a can of Coke, you're up on over 1,000 calories for that one meal, which is massive. And a lot of people think that's just your lunch. It's not a big meal, but yet it's probably half your daily requirement of food, if not more.
Exactly. So I'd consider the chicken fillet roll, can of Coke and a packet of crisps kind of the national Irish lunch, I suppose. And it's just a quick, and don't get me wrong, they're tasty, and like, you know, I'll have one maybe every now and then. But yeah, like you said, it's super high in calories. But not only that, like, you're not getting much nutrition out of it. The chicken is processed. There's obviously sauce going on it. The bread doesn't have a huge nutritional value to it. So if you were to eat, you know, some chicken and vegetables or a salad or with some nuts and seeds and stuff, you know, you're getting more nutrition in that way, and you know,
more bang for your buck.
Exactly.
One of the things, and I don't mean to personalise it, but as I said, I've actually seen the selfies as well, so I know this isn't really the case with you, but one of the things that I have heard people say when they lose a lot of weight, and I've spoken to young women and young men who've lost a lot of weight, sometimes they have a lot of excess skin afterwards. And I remember talking to one girl, and she's a gorgeous girl, and she had lost just over 8 stone, and she said actually she was more uncomfortable with showing her body after weight loss than she was when she was heavier because of the excess skin, and she said she was quite uncomfortable about it. You haven't really had that issue.
Well, I'm not finished yet, but that's obviously a concern of mine, and I've seen that there's a guy, obese to beast, and he lost an absolute ton of weight, but he had a lot of excess skin, and he posted up some videos where, you know, that he was afraid to show it off, and obviously it's a fear of mine to have that, but there's nothing I can do about that. If that happens, that happens. It's not something I can change. I believe because I'm doing it so slow and because I'm focused on building muscle, that it should be okay, but who knows what, I can't control that. We'll see what happens. I think I'm kind of borderline. I was 144 kilos, so it was quite a big size, but like you said, I'm tall, So we'll see what happens. I'm just going to keep training my abs, keep training as much muscles as possible, and keep staying in a small deficit so the fat's coming off slowly and nothing major, you know.
We're not about at all on this program about fat shaming or any of that kind of stuff. We want to be very clear about that. I mean, we want to support people losing weight in terms of health and in terms of feeling better about themselves. But that is the full extent of it. But we did talk a little bit there at the beginning about confidence and about how your confidence was a little bit less when you were heavier. Do you notice any change in how people interact with you now, Cormac, that you're slimmer and you're fitter and all that? Like, do you think people treat people who are overweight differently than they do treat people who are not overweight, for example?
I don't know, that's a difficult question. I've never really experienced that, I suppose. I find some people, if you're kind of eating...
What about girls? Do girls react to you differently?
Obviously, you're gonna if you lose a ton of weight, you're gonna look a lot better. You're gonna have a bit more attention in that side of things. But I'm a generally happy guy anyway. Even if I was seriously overweight, I'd be happy going into work, and I'd be friendly with people, even if I wasn't happy deep down, So I never experienced anyone treat me differently. I find you do get people. If you're eating terribly, you get people commenting, "Oh, you have a terrible diet." But if you're eating healthy, "Oh, what's that? Is that a protein shake?" So you can't really win whatever you do.
People are critical either way.
I don't worry about what other people think. I just do. If I'm comfortable with what I'm doing, I do it, and that's it. So I don't worry about that too much.
Last question for you. You've obviously come on a big journey. It's since last February. You're just over a year. You've lost a huge amount of weight, and have you just completely changed your lifestyle? Is there no going back for you?
There's no going back. I can't, because I've lost weight before and I've put it back on, and to me, and that's why I've gone all in on this. I've done my course to get qualified as a trainer. I'll be coaching outside of my 9 to 5, and this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, because when you find something that makes you truly happy, and this is what truly makes me happy, and I documented all, YouTube, everything, so I'm not going back in on it. And the key to that is just staying focused, having your goals, getting up, kind of going through what am I trying to do, basically, So there's no going back, and I will get that six pack, and I'll continue to kind of document everything and inspire as many people as possible.
Yeah, I do think you inspire people, because a lot of people do feel, people who have a lot of weight to lose, they feel completely overwhelmed by it, and they just don't know where to nearly begin, and they also think maybe it's unachievable. So I think you are living proof that is not the case.
And that's the thing. I said, I was recording a vlog on the way, and I said, if even one person would hear me today who didn't think they could lose, say, 5 stone, or someone who has lost weight before and they've put it back on, if they could just go on, maybe see a picture of what I've done and go, well, if Cormac can, I'm not different to anyone else.
You actually are inspiring people, because we have lots of texts in, but one of them here is I'm 3 stone into an 11 stone journey. Cormac is inspirational. Well done, great achievement. That's from Robin Galway. But there's loads of people like that saying, yes, I'm on this road too. So that's clear. Listen, thank you so much. That is Cormac Nugent, who looks fantastic and looks very fit and healthy and well. It isn't all about skinny or thin or any of that thing. A lot of it is just about looking healthy and well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Thank you so much, Cormac. Coming up after the break, oh no, it's not a break this time. Coming up in just a moment, we're going to be talking about workout wear. Now, sorry, no break there at all. What was I thinking? The launch this week of luxury workout brand Lululemon in Ireland made us think a little bit about workout wear. You see people all the time on the streets now and their workout wear, and there's that whole fashion athleisure about people who look, in fact, like they're wearing sport.
Breathe. I can never be complacent with the lies, no complicit with the evil and spirit you keep inside. People surprised that whether despise like a compassionate pastor upon the pages, surpassing what you've been asking, while passing up in the moment. I live inside of the beat. The point I wanna get across is I'm not accepting defeated, the feeling of being depleted when all I really needed was a little bit of help. I never got it by myself. You mean to tell me that the only reason for living